Good morning. I wanted to make a Dear Diary because something's come up that I feel like really needs to be addressed and to be included in my moving to Paris journey. So for the last 3 days, I have been plagued with doubt and fear, and it's not fear; it's more like concern and worry. Because I don't know how you define fear, but fear for me has been debilitating, and I would have panic attacks in addition to that, and I'm not having those, but I am having this like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What have I done? Holy shit, is this, like, what am I gonna do when I get over there? What's the reality of this? And did I make a mistake, like putting it out in the public eye? I mean, all the things. And I don't know if that's like a normal part of making a journey, like, making a decision like this, but I I do think it's important for me to not just focus on all the fun, cool stuff that I get to do in the process of moving to Paris, but also this part right here that I'm going through for the last 3 days is actually the work. And it it is quite obvious that I am at a crossroads. Like, like we're moving through space and time in a spiral like this, right? This is why we get stuck in situations that repeat and they kind of feel like they're doing this because you may be faced with something and you don't have the courage to make a decision about it, and then time goes by and then suddenly you're faced with a similar decision, same decision, it's just disguised differently. It's another opportunity for you to address the thing inside of you that needs to be alchemized. And so for me, this is part of my life path. This is part of my life lessons as a human from a spiritual perspective. This is like the shadow work that everybody always talks about. For me, this is my shadow work. And regardless if I live somewhere in the United States, in California, if I move to Paris, these fears and concerns and mindsets are going to be present unless I do the work right now in these moments. So that work is like, I don't know all the answers. And that's why sometimes, like, putting myself out in the public eye and doing this so openly can be difficult because while I'm going through it, I'm still trying to figure out, like, okay, what do I do from here? Like, how do I interrupt this cycle? I don't want to spin on the wheel again. I want to get, popped off into another reality. I want to alchemize this. I want this part of my life to be done with and to be over. Well, I think what happens is it's like turning back and looking at yourself, like, what am I really afraid of? What is really going on here? And to be honest, i don't have I don't have right now an established source of income, and that is creating a lot of doubt and worry. And what am I going to do when I get there? Like, I can support myself while I'm here, but when I get over there, things change. And I really want to do the healing work. I want to do my soul chart readings. I would love to be on social media making content and getting paid that way, and just have, like, different things in my life that are bringing income in where I can just settle. But if I just have that and I just settle, that means that there's a little bit of work in there that doesn't get done. So I have to get myself to a place of peace and trust and faith, even without that. That is ultimately what I'm working at. And I've seen insights and I get like these downloads and I get these reminders that are like, you're the creator of your reality. Like, what are you focused on? If I'm busy using my logical mind to work out, solutions to problems, that's like, it's only going to take me so far. I can't do it. I I can't come up with a solution. What I have to do is get myself into resonance with my energy. So it's all about frequency. So no matter what, like, even if I found a solution, it is not going to be sustainable in my life unless I'm a resonance with that same frequency. So let's say I haven't figured it out, right? Something hasn't come into my life for me to hold on to and be like, okay, I feel secure, everything's all right. I have to work on my frequency. And when I'm in fear, worry, doubt, I am I am in that frequency, which is low. It's on the low end of the spectrum. It's in the shadow aspect. When I'm in this, everything will work out. I have faith, I have trust, I have support. I just know, and I really do. There's a knowing, but it's like I kind of bounce between these two things. So I wanted to bring this up because it's important. There are other people I'm sure in my network that are going through the same thing. Um, the real work is right now in these moments in the mindset. So, what are you thinking about? What are you focusing on? Because remember, we live in a simulation, we live in a quantum universe. Every opportunity, option, reality sits in superposition all around us. What brings it into reality and into like real tangible reality on this particular timeline that you've chosen is your attention to it. So it's your mindset, your focus on it, your thinking about it. Like that is what is collapsing all of the other things. So if it's like, oh, it can be a really hard path or it can be like a really easy path and all these things can work out. If I'm focused on, oh my God, is it going to work out? If I'm focusing on that, I'm not focusing on the everything's going to work out. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be beautiful. I have trust that the universe will bring me what matches my resonance and my thoughts and my focus. I'm not going to be thinking about those things. I'm going to be thinking about this, which means those collapse. They're no longer available to me until I stop putting my attention and focus on the things I don't want. This is why like positive thinking is so important. And this is what teachers of the secret and the law of attraction have been teaching us for forever. It's really quantum physics. So my job is to, in these moments, be like, okay, so this is old programming. Joe Dispenza talks about how our nervous system kind of like, it's like, when we start to change because it's like used to and it's ingrained with the normal and the regular and the expected and the predictable. When you're moving into something that's unpredictable, your body kind of has a freak out and your nervous system will try to, it's actually happening in your brain. um, Dr. Doty talks about this in Mind Magic in the book about what happens in our body when we're trying to reprogram and manifest something else. There's like a whole series of like chemical releases and things that your like reticular activating system does in your brain to keep you safe, right? Okay, so I know that this is just like, okay, I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge of some bringing something new in. I just have to fight through this little bit. Anyway, it's in these moments that the real work is done. And my job right now is to focus on the possibilities, the light, the joy, the opportunities that I don't even know are on their way to me. Like there's so much good. Keep myself over here and not over there. So I wanted to share that. I hope that's helpful. Um, Actually, even talking about it and even sharing it with you guys has lightened me up. It's almost like you know, I'm anchoring myself and into the determination and into the light, because like once you overcome that in your body's nervous system, you're not going to go backwards. So you got to like break through that little thing in order to get to the new place. And this is why people settle for mediocrity. It really is. They don't want it, but they settle for it because it's their nervous system keeping them safe. And I don't want safe. I want joyfulness. I want adventure. I want to trust myself. I want to know that I'm supported by the universe. I want the universe to reflect back to me the vibration that I'm holding within. And I want that to be opulent and beautiful and wonderful and abundant and generous. And I want to help people. That's what I'm wanting and what I'm holding. I love you guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. And I'll be checking in. I'll let you guys know how it goes for me. I love you.